You are now tuned in to Catch the Vibe live with Brown Eyes. Catch the vibe, let's get it, yo. Catch the vibe, let's go. Catch the vibe, let's get it, yo. Catch the vibe, let's go. Catch the vibe, let's get it, yo. Catch the vibe, let's go. Come on in and let's talk about it.
Yeah. Welcome to our second actually online episode of Catch the Vibe with Brown Eyes. And we got a great show today. But first of all, we got some good weather where I am up here in New Jersey. And I have a special guest that we're going to have some great conversation today that's doing some great things in the community. And her name is Stacey Nunez, who is the founder of Better Day Givens that helps cancer patients and survivors to cope through what their illness is. And we know it's a terrible illness, and we're going to talk a little bit more, but I want to give her a round of applause all the way from Atlanta by way of New Jersey. We're going to give a round of applause for Miss Stacey Nunez. Welcome, Stacey.
Thank you so much.
I am so happy to have you on board to Catch the Vibe with Brown Eyes, and it's good to have you. They're going to learn so many great things about you, such a wonderful person and great humanity that you give. But first, before we start, I want to give a shout out to all of my supporters, friends, and families that have been tuning in and supporting, our efforts to reach the communities, to let people know some of the great things that people, like Stacey and other people are doing in our communities and the effects of it all. Catch the Vibe with Brown Eyes is a spin-off show from our Community Vibes with Brown Eyes show, where we actually go into the depths of the community and shine light on those who are often overlooked. People like, leaders, our nonprofit organizations, activists, performing artists, and all the people that are out in the community like me and you, residents even, who decided to take a step and come out into the community using their talents and their gifts and their ideas and creations to create something that benefits everyone all around them. So that's what this show about. And I want to give a round of applause just for that, because these people choose to come out in the community and they choose to use what they have to be able to touch other lives, and especially with the things that they've experienced. But today's show, we're going to be talking about how this ugly C word, cancer, can take a toll on you and your family, and how people like Stacey Nunez from Better Day Givens is out on the front lines, helping out with self-care and building people's esteem with a personal touch. So we're going to talk about that today, but I want to give a little bit of, information. I haven't looked up, a lot of information on cancer. I just know it's prevalent in our communities, here. And I looked up, according to New Jersey, it has a higher rate of cancer diagnosis than, compared to the whole nation. So that speaks volumes to a lot of people who are here that's going through different types of cancer, prostate, breast cancer, all types of cancer that's going on. But according to the worldpopulationreview.com, they cited the data from the Center for Disease Control. There are a list of states that from highest to lowest. And the first 5 states, surprisingly, was Kentucky, and New Jersey was the second state. And then it was West Virginia, New York, and Louisiana. So I was so shocked to hear that, but I shouldn't be too shocked, because in the statistics it says that cancer is more prevalent in high income countries, probably, which means lifestyle. More money, the more we go out to eat, the more we indulge and engage in things that, may feel good but may not be good for us. So I'm just shocked to say that. But overall, from New Jersey to Georgia, and I say that because Stacey is in Atlanta doing what she do, and I know you have some entity up here in New Jersey as well. So that's why I brought those. There are, in 2022, 55,730 new cases this year in New Jersey, and 58,970 new cases in Georgia. So that's a big deal. So I just want to say thank you, Stacey, for being out here on the front lines, with people who are going through, because it's not easy to deal with this illness that takes a toll on your body, your mind, and your family as well. So thank you so much. So Stacey, I want you to introduce yourself before we even get in to what you're doing with Better Day Givens. I want to know about the person. Tell me a bit about you and your growing up and what inspired you to want to help people.
Well, first, I want to say to you, Miss Brown Eyes, I am so honored to be here with you today on Catch the Vibe. This is awesome. And what you're doing for the community is just brilliant. I mean, I love it. I love your energy and your spirit. So I just want to say thank you to you for just, rolling out the red carpet and having me on your show.
Oh, thank you. Let me give
Awesome.
myself
Thank
and
you.
let's give us a round of applause. The people out in the community. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I appreciate that so
You're
much.
so welcome. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Well, I was born and raised in New Jersey, and I came down to Georgia when I was 20 years old. And I thought it was a great place to just plant some roots. So I started out here in Georgia, moved to Texas for a couple of years, got married in Texas, and have been married now for 30 years.
Wow,
Um,
congratulations.
yes, thank you. I am a mother of three boys, empty nester right now. I have a
Wow.
26-year-old, a 25-year-old, and a 21-year-old. That last one is still in college, so we're almost done. He'll be graduating next year,
Wow.
2023. So we're excited about that. But when I was 35, my mother was diagnosed with cancer, and we did not know where it came from because it was not in her family, like at all. She was one daughter out of she had four brothers, and she was the only sister. And she had breast cancer. And again, like I said, we didn't know where it came from. My mom kept it a secret for a long time until she got really sick, till she had to tell somebody. And so that's when her daughters found out. And when people have cancer, when they get the ugly diagnosis, they don't want to really share it with their family or their loved ones, especially their kids, because they don't want them just going through, or feeling
Right.
sad, or just, it's a sad thing, but it's, you have to have support with that, with this disease, because it is terrible. And so here in Georgia, maybe a couple of years after the fact, when we lost my mom died at age 57.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it really wasn't the cancer, the breast cancer that killed her. It just kind of spread, and it went through through her bones to her eyesight, and she actually had a brain tumor. So that that really kind of killed her at the end. But she had a great life. She was so full of energy and just beautiful. She had a great life with my dad. They were married for like 35 years,
Beautiful.
and she had three daughters. Before my mother left, she was blessed to have two grandkids at the time.
Hmm.
And one of the things that she said, and I remember this when she was on her deathbed, that one of the things that she was going to hate, um, sorry, was
Okay.
not seeing her grandbabies grow up. And but now they're the two oldest ones. They're 27 and 25, and she sees them. She does. She sees them, and I know she's watching over them.
Yes, she does. What is your
Yeah,
mom's name? I always say you say my
yeah.
mom. What is her name?
My mother's name is Camille McDuffie.
Camille McDuffie. I just
Yeah.
want to pay homage to her because at this moment, because I know it's emotional for you, and she raised a wonderful daughter, three daughters even. But what I see in you, I most certainly can be sure that she instilled a lot of that in you. And I know she has got to be proud of what you're doing, as an offspring of what took place with you seeing her go through what she went through. So I know she is definitely pleased with you because you're helping others. You're helping others. You didn't take that as a situation to do something negative or sulk about it, or you took that as something to empower yourself and then go out and help others. So God bless you and thank you so
Thank you.
much for
Thank
wanting
you
to
so
do
much.
that. For wanting to do that.
Thank
So
you.
I want to actually, before we start talking about Better Day Givings and your mission and actually what what started it, I have a video I'd like to play to show a little bit to the viewers about the powerfulness of what you are doing. So I want to show this video right now to everyone, as we start this.
Stacey Nunez, and I'm the founder of Better Day Givings. Better Day Givings is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is to purchase custom-made wigs for cancer patients. Each patient that is registered through our company can receive a free wig worth $150. Each year, a cancer patient, a cancer survivor, can still receive a new wig each year if they are still suffering with cancer. Cancer is a dreadful disease. It doesn't see color, it doesn't see race. It affects so many homes, and I, firsthand, have been affected by the disease. I lost my mother 17 years ago due to breast cancer. And 17 years ago, there wasn't too many wig stores or facilities where cancer survivors can actually walk into and get fitted for a wig in private. But today there is. And that's what Better Day Givings is all about. If we have to take them to the doctor's office, to the grocery store, or just sit with them, listen to their story, give them a shoulder to cry on, that's what Better Day is all about.
Wow, that video was beautiful. Oh my goodness. She did a great job putting it together. Wow.
I
Thank you
just
for that.
I just love the fact that your mom, inspired you to do it. Sometimes people can do so many different things, with their lives. They can you know choose to do so many different things when they suffer from a bad thing that happened to their life, a loss or something. But instead, you chose to, do something that's helpful for others. So, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what inspired you. I know your mother's sickness and everything, made you think about other people, but like, what made you really want to step out into the community and make a change that way? What made you want to come out to the
Well,
community?
well, Brown Eyes, I was in the medical field for a long time, but I was actually a stay-at-home mom. And it was just time for me to give back, for me to put a little bit more on my plate. My kids
Right,
were getting older, they didn't really need me as much. So it just came to me, I wanted to give back to the community and help as many survivors as I could.
right,
Uh, it's such a journey, and, everybody's journey with cancer is different. And whatever Better Day Givens could do to help just shine a light or make them feel whole again, that's just, it's almost like the best gift that we could ever give somebody.
right,
When my mother had cancer, she hated her wig, okay? And back then, they really didn't have a lot of choices. Or they didn't have a lot of wig places that they can go in privately, sit
right,
down in their own space, without people, staring and looking at them and stuff like that. So we wanted to create that. And, I have a thing also for homeless people. So it was going to be between helping the homeless or helping survivors. So I chose helping the survivors because it actually helps me grieve. Me helping other people through this cancer
right,
journey, it helps me grieve for my mom. It really never ends. You can have someone close to you that may pass. It can be 5 months or a year, 10 years. It never really ends, but you have to get through it. Some people have to go through counseling and just being around maybe supportive people. And I have a great support group that supports me through
right.
these events that we have for Better Day Givens.
Mhm.
Just throughout my journey, because it can be some really sad and dark days, but we get through it. We totally get through it, and the people that are around me, some of them are survivors, and some of them just truly care about the mission. They care about the mission. Usually when you have, say, your own business, that's your baby. But I
Right,
have people that are around me. They treat it as if it's their baby too, and that's what you want. You want someone that really believes in what you're doing, because you
right,
can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. Um, but as far as creating this environment for our survivors, we wanted them to be able to go into a space,
mhm,
pick out anything that they wanted. We started out with the wigs, and we've been around now for 10 years. And my mother has been dead, not on that video. I think it said maybe 17 or something. She's been gone now for 24 years.
wow,
24 years. And so, as far as the survivor, they have a choice. That's the big word there, choice. Because you have a lot of cancer groups out there that may have wigs for survivors, but they're not new wigs. They're just wigs that they have collected over the years that maybe somebody might have donated. And it's nothing that a survivor actually wants to like put on their head. You know what I'm saying?
right,
We always ask, okay, what do you want to look like? What color? What length? What style? Because they want to look beautiful. You know what I mean? And it's already bad enough. They're losing their hair, their eyebrows, eyelashes, everything. It is a devastating thing.
it's
So
devastating. Yeah,
yes. So we want to make their process as easy as possible and just hold their hands, walk through the whole journey with them, from having surgery, radiation, even, the hard part is some of them don't make it. So we're
right.
still there. We're still there all the way. We try to step in there and support the family after they're gone. It's a
Well,
difference.
I really love what you're doing because
Thank
I
you.
noticed even, last night, I was working on putting this whole thing together to interview you, and I was looking through your website, and when I saw you praying with people and
Mm,
the
yeah,
compassion that you have, the hugs that you give, you know, I mean, that stuff is some real stuff, and like you
very
said,
real.
I can see it being very therapeutic and helpful for yourself as well as helpful for them that's going through it. So
Yes.
it doesn't surprise me that people would want to jump on board to, be a part of what you're doing. I wish I was in the ATL. I definitely would come out to the events and stuff to support, because that stuff is very, very personable and very much needed, when people are going through. I
It's
mean, like,
yes.
women have alopecia. Like, the big thing in the media today, they had Jada Pinkett, who was very
Mhm.
upset because she has alopecia and is losing her hair, and Will
Exactly.
Smith got upset because it was a joke made about it. But in all actuality, imagine what a woman who's going through cancer is going through. Not only is she just have her hair thinning and losing her hair, but her eyelashes, not feeling well in her body.
It's
It
it's so much
hell.
more. It's so much more. There are a lot of survivors that actually lose their jobs because they are not able to work because they're so sick. It's a lot of mental that go along with it. They lose their fingertips for some of them. The fingertips get really dark, their toes, all of that. So it's not so much about, it's so much more than losing the hair thing. Because with the chemo, it brings on a lot of illnesses too, like diabetes. It's just really it's hard. It's hard. So whatever they need, we try to be there. We have a counselor on staff. Her name is Yvette Menard. She's awesome. She's a two-time survivor. She's been with me since the beginning. She also leads our monthly cancer sessions. We do it virtual, especially since this pandemic that we're in right now.
Right.
Instead of doing it in person, we do it over Zoom, and we have about maybe 11 or 12 women that join us every month. And it's
Right.
not just for the cancer survivors. We also have caregivers too that have lost someone or they're going through it like right now. And so just to get on there and just be inspired and encouraged by somebody else's story, it really truly helps. And we're just there for them. We are.
And I
And
love it. I love how you personalize it. It's like, sometimes people give things and they give whatever they can find, to help people. And that's good, because nobody really have to give you anything in this life. But you
that's
guys
right.
don't do that. You say, no, we don't want to give you anything. We want to give you something that's quality, something that you like. What do you want to look like? Let's try it on together,
Exactly.
and walk this person through it, so that empowers them to feel better about themselves in spite of what they're feeling or what they're going through. And
And
that
I
means
will,
the world of things.
yes, and I will say this too, Brown Eyes. Our nonprofit is not like a 9 to 5. Our phones are always open. So that's one things that we say to our survivors. If you need to call, give us a call. It doesn't matter what time it is. It can be 1 o'clock in the morning. If you having a breakdown or whatever, we really truly try to throw that out there so that they know that it's all about them,
Right.
and they're not alone, because there's a lot of them who don't have that support system, and some of them do, but we just want to kind of be a part of the family too, as much as we can to help them out.
Right. And that makes a lot of sense. Now, let me ask you a question. If
Yes.
somebody from out of state wanted to call you guys, do you help people in other places, or do they inquire?
Of course. Oh yes.
Okay.
We went international a couple of months ago. We helped a lady over in Mexico. Okay, so we are in
Wow.
New Jersey, North Carolina, Texas, South Carolina, not just Georgia. We're all over the place. So wherever there's a survivor, we can't get there physically, but we can still give them the same support through the phone lines, through the internet. If I am in the state, I will make sure that I try to make an appointment to see the survivor. I actually, briefly, I have a son who plays football in Ohio.
Hmm.
So I know I had a cancer survivor in Ohio, Akron, Ohio, and her name is Vicky.
Right.
And I think she might be like 4th stage right now. I'm not sure, but she's just the sweetest person. And we've been supporting her for a long time. But that was the first time I met Vicky. First time I ever seen her,
Wow.
first time I ever had to, put my hands on her. And so we had lunch, which was beautiful. And so, of course, we stay in contact with all of our survivors. We try to, we have something called Angel Network. It's called the Angel Network. And each angel, like myself, I have about maybe like 4 or 5 underneath me. We call these survivors. once a week, not really once a week because we don't want to bother them. I would say maybe like every 3 weeks. We try to fill out what works for them. Okay.
Right.
Because when you're sick, a lot of times you don't want to really be bothered.
Absolutely.
But we have about four or five Angel Networks ladies that they have taken 4 or 5 survivors underneath their wing, and so they check on them. So they give us an update on what's going on because we've started to grow so fast, and I was trying to keep up like with everybody, but you can't do it all by yourself.
Absolutely.
So we created the Angel Network group. And it works out really good. It works out fine.
I love that. Hooray and kudos to those who are out there in that angel group that's going to see these people. You know, let me tell you something, and that means so much because when I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, okay, I did live in Atlanta for about 10 years. And when I lived in Stone Mountain, I used to be by myself all the time. You know, and I was so amazed at how I used to get up because I used to work for the C-Tran, you know, drive the buses down there for MARTA, you know, and I used to have to get up in the wee hours in the morning to get on this bus to pick up people to take them back and forth to work and school and everything down there. So I was driving in Clayton County in Atlanta, you know, but it just shocked me so much that one Saturday I was not feeling well. So I went in the house on Friday night and I stayed in the house and I called out that Monday. And my neighbors came and knocked on my door and they said, "Hey, we haven't seen your car move since Friday. We just wanted to check on you, see if you were okay." And I was flabbergasted because I'm like, "Thank you so much," because I don't have family like that down here. Like I was in the house sick. I was sick and I was glad they said if I need anything, they was going to be there for me. And so I know how that feels. I didn't have to suffer through that illness, but just being sick and knowing that somebody cares, you know, it means a lot. It means so much. So kudos to them once again, and for you, you know, being there. That means so much. It really, really, really means so much. So, how do you go about recruiting? You know, the people or people getting involved, because I know you had to start on your own. It became an idea, then you had to put it into action, and then these people start accumulating that you have now that's helping you out and all your sponsors. Like, how did you start growing that and doing that?
Well, I had a group of women that was pretty close to me in the very beginning, way back in 2013, and they are still with me today. We have four board members. Right now we have about 12 volunteers. They come out on different occasions. It's all word of mouth, really. You know, they come out, they see what we do, and they ask, "Hey, can I be a volunteer?" And so there is a page on our website. If they would like to volunteer, they can just go on and fill out the information, and we'll get in touch with them after that.
Great.
Yes. So it's, you know, and again, as the years go on, you'd be surprised the people that have had, you know, folks that have died in their lives. You know, they've been touched by cancer, so they want to help. They want to give back in some sort of way.
Absolutely.
Yes, we have another survivor who lives in South Georgia. Her name is Sylvia Lee, and she's a survivor as well. She helps us put together like not a response book, but it's a book.
A contact list of people be able to find resources.
Resources. That's the word I'm looking. That's the word I was thinking about.
That's what you was talking about. Yeah.
Yes, and she's very good at what she does. And so, you know, a lot of them, they get well and they want to give back. And so when we talk about giving back a lot, and one of the things that we do as far as giving back to the community, we feed over at Must Ministries twice in a year, in January and in February.
Wow.
We go in. It's about 100 residents that live there, and it's just all about giving back. Because if you think about the homeless really quickly, around Christmas time, the holiday time, you know, you always hear, you see all the commercials and everything. And then after the holiday is over, you don't hear, you don't see nothing. No. But they're still out there. They still need support. They still need food. They still need clothes and all of that. So we try to get out there. We go to the center, which is right here in Marietta, Georgia, and feed and just, you know, try to love on them. And so also in the spring around Mother's Day have passed, so we had to push it back a little bit this year with what we do for the survivors. It's called Spa Day. We started,
nice.
Yeah, Belk Department Store is one of our sponsors, and they have supported us from the very beginning. We go to the Belk Department Store, and we invite 8 survivors to come out, and they can bring 8 supporters with them. So it's called Spa Day. The doors are open at 8 o'clock in the morning. They get pampered. There's complimentary breakfast. They get to take home
Wow.
prizes. It's just a good time to come out and feel
Hey,
good.
shout out to
So,
Belk, the
yeah.
business that
Mhm.
people say businesses don't give back to the community, but yes,
Yes,
they do, because
yes, we
Belk
do.
is making it happen. Make sure y'all go shopping there and support. Is supporting the community, and I love that. And another thing I'm noticing that I love about you and what you do is I noticed on your site you do all types of activities to create attention, to get support for the people that are sick, and that's you even had dancing thon,
Yes,
you had talent shows. I was like, oh, you should have called me. I would have came and rapped. I would have called my people. Like you have
yes,
all
yes,
kind of events, dancing, and you have aerobics, you had the Zumba, and then they
yes.
sponsored your water. What company was that? No, a company sponsored your water.
Crystal
Crystal.
Springs.
Crystal.
Crystal
Shout out
Springs.
to Crystal Water, y'all. Crystal Springs. Make sure y'all buy Crystal Springs water. They are supporting the community.
Mhm.
We love to support the businesses that are giving back to our much needed communities. So, I'm so thankful for that. But I noticed also that you have gotten a lot of people to sponsor you, a lot of different events where you went out to speak about what you're doing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we have Cobb EMC, which is our electric company. They're one of our sponsors, which we're so grateful for them. Target is actually another sponsor.
Wow. Go Target.
Yeah.
Let me give them a round
Mhm.
of applause too. Target, make sure y'all go and get it. Target it does a lot in the community. I knew that before, but I didn't know Belk. Belk was shocking. I gotta go
Yes,
shopping some more when I
yes,
come down there and go in Belk. Yes.
uh-huh, yes. Um, there's a lot of smaller companies too that provide for us, and they try to support us on any level, whatever we need. Really, there is a restaurant here in Georgia. That actually it's actually black owned. It's
Mhm.
called Capers and Fish Time. Great,
It's a
great
good
food,
time.
beautiful people, and they support us too, as much as they can. Yes.
Okay, drop them names because I'm gonna make sure I put them down in the description of this video so that the community can know. It's very important for the community to know what businesses are giving back, because the businesses are in our communities. We consume with them and make them successful, and so it's only right for even if it's once a year to give back to the community, because the community has needs and the community need businesses just like the businesses need the community. So,
Of
it makes
course.
me feel good to hear when
Yeah.
businesses get involved in stuff like that to let people get the personal care and some of the resources that they really, really need through the hard
Yeah.
times that they go through. But
Yes, thank you. Let me give just a couple of three more shout outs. I want to
yes.
give a shout out to PF Chang. Um,
Oh, PF Chang,
the,
good food,
yeah, PF
Chinese food.
Chang, great, wonderful food. The Cheesecake Factory. Uh,
Whoa, Cheesecake Factory.
yes, yes, and also in Longhorn as well.
Long.
Yes,
Okay.
Longhorn. They have gave gift cards and things like that. Whenever we are doing events, we do reach out to them, and they do in turn give us some sort of gift certificate, or that's worth some money. It's whatever. It all adds up, right? It all adds up.
Yes. Well, I'm so
Yes.
happy for them.
Thank
Kudos
you.
to all those businesses, Cheesecake Factory, all of our what is it, PF Chang and
Yeah.
Target, all of these places that want to support the community because the community supports them. And I'm so glad that we could give them a shout out on Catch the Vibe. And I know that there was one time I know and I saw it was very touching, it really made me emotional, when I saw it, is that somebody nominated you, to get
Yes.
a CBS 46 surprise news
Yes.
interview about what you were doing. Tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about that, because I'm
Oh my
telling you,
God.
it melted me. It melted my heart.
That was a crazy day, but it was so emotional because, of course, I had no idea. So I had the ugly cry going on, like
Oh yeah, it was
the
beautiful
ugly
though. It was
Oprah
ugly
cry.
and beautiful at the same time.
Well, my sister, thank you. My sister, my oldest sister, Pamela McDuffie Urkel, she was responsible for that. She was watching something on television, and she just, she took down the information and put it in the pot, and they ended up calling her. And so
Wow.
she only had like a week to get everybody together so that they can try to surprise me. And
Right.
it definitely was a surprise. It really was. And I was so appreciative of that. It was just awesome.
Well, you
So
know what?
thank you, Pam.
It touched me so much that I want everybody else to see it, and I got it to show for us today. So let's run that back so everybody, the
Oh
viewers,
my
can see
God.
your little surprise on CBS 46.
Oh
Here we
my
go,
God.
everybody.
A woman's lost has sparked a lot of healing across Metro Atlanta. We first heard about Stacey Nunez through a nomination detailing how much she's helped women battling breast cancer in Georgia and beyond. Well, that prompted the CBS 46 Surprise Squad to spring into action.
CBS 46 Surprise Squad is sponsored by United Community Bank.
This is what it looks like when someone's been got. That someone is Stacey Nunez of Marietta.
I am so shocked.
An outpouring of love for a woman who's always sharing hers.
I'm Gervier Denza with the CBS 46 Surprise Squad. And we're here because we got just an incredible nomination about you from your sister Pam about what you do for women that are dealing with cancer.
Better Day Givens was founded in 2013 in honor of my mother. She passed at age 50 due to breast cancer.
What began as a tribute has taken on a life of its own. Everything from custom-made wigs for those fighting cancer.
No matter what's going on in her life, she has the capacity to give more.
To providing emotional support to survivors and their families.
They're prepared to take you to your doctor's appointments. They're there to accompany you, visit you in the hospital. They're just so open, so giving.
And giving is exactly what the CBS 46 Surprise Squad and United Community Bank were here for.
Stacey, this is just a little gift from us to you, your organization, and all the great work that you do. And I was lucky enough to meet James when I came in here, and he told me what you've done for his wife Patty and for other women cancer survivors in the community. So this is just a small token of our appreciation.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But we weren't done yet, since Stacey's always thinking of others.
How about $500 to kind of spoil yourself a little bit?
Stacey, you're just a jewel, you're a gem, you're a shining rock star, and everybody here, we love you dearly.
She would travel from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth to meet with any of her survivors. Whatever they need, Stacey's there for them.
On those days when when you're sitting at home, you're alone, you're thinking about your diagnosis, and at that time when I really needed her, she has texted me, she has prayed with me. So she has really been like a sister to me.
I don't care what you call and ask her. She's there whether she knows you, doesn't know you. She'll draw you into the fold and send you on a journey.
And in that journey, they're not the only ones healing.
It heals my heart. It truly heals my heart. If I can help whoever comes through Better Day Givens, shine a light, give them hope, that makes it all worthwhile.
CBS 46 Surprise Squad.
I haven't seen that in a long time. It's just beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you for showing.
Hey, shout out to your sister Pam, because obviously she is touched by your work that you're doing and seeing how it's touching other people's, and knowing that it was inspired by your mom. I mean, I watched that last night and tears came out of my eyes. I mean, I'm trying not to cry right now because I'm on the show and I gotta keep a level head just to keep going. But the importance of taking time out, in today's society, we have so much where when people are sick or in need, people will pull out a camera and film you before they help you.
That's
People will
right.
walk away because they don't want to get involved before they could try to even call for help. People will talk about you and say they you don't have time. Where all of these things are going on in the world,
Yes.
you are out here negating all of that and putting the positivity back into the environment so that people can still have hope that somebody cares. Somebody cares. So to whoever's listening right now, wherever you are, you know, people like Stacey Nunez and Better Day Gibbons and everybody that's supporting that movement, that nonprofit, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a movement that cares. So it's still out there, people. Don't give up. If you have a situation and you think you need some help, give Better Day Givens a call. There's resources in our community. A lot of people put up videos of fighting, of negativity, or what's the latest story that, everybody's talking about that's negative. But it's very rarely that people put things out like this that are positive to show that we have positive things and great things going on in our community. And this is one of them. And that's why I am so happy that you came on the show to be able to talk about what you do, because what you do is so powerful, Stacey.
Thank
So
you so much.
powerful.
It's such a blessing to be
Oh
here.
my God.
It turned into a missionary. Really, it did. It really did. And we're just so thankful. I'm thankful for the supporters that are around me, my volunteers, my directors, my board members. I really could not do any of this without them.
Yes, and we want to give them a round of applause. I'm the round of applause lady. I believe in congratulating people. How sometimes people work on a job and they say, oh, this is a thankless job. Nobody ever says, I appreciate you. Well, guess what? At Catch the Vibe with Brown Eyes, you get a lot of applause, a lot of kudos, and a lot of congratulations, because to do something like what you do, you have to have a heart for that. You have to have a heart for it. And not only do you have to have a heart for it, but you have to have a gift for it. So you took your gift and you went, out and took a situation that broke you in life, and you went out there and you used that to help other people, made them whole, which makes you whole again.
Yes.
I'm telling you, your mom is very proud of you, and I'm sure everybody in their family is proud. You know what? I'm adopting you, my cousin now, cousin Stacey. Okay, I want to be connected to Stacey. Because I've always wanted to do community work in my life. I've always done community work since I was 10 years old. I always had compassion for people, and I always felt good to help people, even if it was something I had a little of that I was able to share and it helped somebody.
Well, you're doing a great job, because I'm sure it's not just my story. There's so many other stories out there that you have shared, and that has to mean something. You do a great job. Your whole setup is just beautiful. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you
Look,
today.
I'm here to give you whatever you need from me. If I can help you for what I see that you're doing, whatever I have, you need help from me, I'm here for you, Stacey, because I love what you're doing. The people love what you're doing, and it's a beautiful thing what you are doing in the community. And so Community Vibes is like you. We interview people everywhere, no matter where you are, what community you're in, because all the communities connect, if you ask me, and they all learn from each other. So you're in Atlanta, I'm here in New Jersey. I have people came on, from Connecticut. It doesn't matter, because people watch it and they learn. They learn and they grow. So this is the bigger community when it comes to Community Vibes. It's everybody in every community that comes together. And that's what you're doing with Better Day Givens, because you can reach out to people in Mexico and other cities and states and be able to be a good help for them. So tell me, Stacey, what do you guys have coming up that people can look forward to get involved in, besides going to your website? And I hope all of y'all watching now should want to volunteer in some kind of way. Even if you're in another state, she might need a leg over there to deliver something for somebody that needs something.
Yes. We always need help, and we always need support. It doesn't matter if you live in Georgia, you can live in Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, anywhere. But we're always trying to support our organization by bringing in funds, doing fundraisers. And what's coming up next weekend, June the 25th, we're doing a wine tasting event at our location. We've actually been in our location for 1 year now, even though we've been around for about 10. But it is at 2959 Suite 201. I actually have the little flyer here. You probably can't see it, but it's a 4x6 little flyer here. We have a lady by the name of Yolanda Reed. She belongs to One Hope, and she's going to be hosting our wine tasting. It's $35 per person. You know, if you can't come, that's okay. If you're in another state somewhere, you can just go online. You can support us by giving a small donation. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. You can visit our website at Better Day Givens, and Givens is GIVINGS.org. This is next Saturday, June the 25th. Now, we also have a walk that we do every year. This is going to be our third walk at Manning Park in October. It's all about, you know, supporting the survivors, celebrating life. And the walk is on October the 22nd at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you're here in Georgia, please come by. All this information is going to be listed on our website, and we always just try to share it on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Another main event is our luncheon. Our luncheon is our biggest fundraiser. It's done at the Marietta Country Club, October the 8th this year. That's the only place we've ever done it at, because we just never looked at any other place. They treat us so well. The customer service is great, and the food is like fabulous. But there is guest speakers, there's entertainment. We just come out and have a great, great, great time. The walk is only like $10. The luncheon is like $65. Okay, and I'm just thinking off the cuff of my head, but please come out. And you know, the main thing that we need, Better Day Givens, we are looking for sponsorship. Either if we can find sponsors to make recurring donations, okay, it can be as little as $10, $20, $50, but we're definitely looking for companies to come on board to maybe donate maybe every 3 months, maybe even once a year, once a month, whatever they can. We're definitely looking for sponsorships. It makes a big difference when we're trying to put on these fundraisers.
Yes, I really love what you are doing, and definitely you need to. People need to sponsor. I mean, like I can't come to the event. I'm so mad now that I don't live in Atlanta right now no more, because let me tell you, I'd have been at every event. Every event. I used to be in the community producing youth events when I was down there in Atlanta in College Park, at the College Park, you know, auditorium down there. I used to do events with, you know, a couple of people down there. But I love to be involved in community things. So all of my ATL friends, because I got a lot of them. Most of them work for MATA. Y'all know who y'all are, bus drivers. Y'all know y'all having a C-Tran reunion on August 6th, you know, at the bowling alley. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but we are a family. We've been a family from Clayton County, C-Tran to MARTA. I want to make sure y'all get these flyers and y'all come out and support our sister, Stacey, and all of her great efforts. Some of, you know, you guys down there have suffered breast cancer and have survived it. You know who you are. I don't have to name names. This will be a great opportunity to give back, you know, and tell her your story. You know, go up to her and say, hey, I'm BrownEyes, you know, sister from C-Tran or MARTA or whoever, and yeah, I'm here, you know, and come out and support Stacey at Better Day Givings, you know, in Atlanta. So please come out, and we thank you once again for all that you do. So we know where we can find you. We know what you need, the sponsorship. If you can't make the event and you don't have enough money to sponsor, buy a ticket, just to buy a ticket. So that way, you know, because I'm going. I'm getting my ticket. You know, I'll be there invisible, but I'm getting my ticket. You know,
Thank you, BrownEyes.
you know, and I just thank you so much for all that you're doing, Stacey. And I just want to let you know that any way that, you know, Catch the Vibe with BrownEyes, you know, can support you, you know, in the way that we can, you know, we will definitely promote anything that you have on the page, you know, and let people see what's going on so that they can have the option to come out and get involved with the very beautiful work that you're doing for people who lives are in a state where they need so much, you know, from so many people, you know. So I thank you so much, and I'm sure they thank you as well. Is there anything else you would like to say before we end the show?
I just want to say thank you to you. You are just awesome. You are such a beautiful person, and I just appreciate the shout out so much, and you taking the time out to have me on your show today. I really truly appreciate you. And you know what, Brown Eyes, if there are survivors out there that have walked through the the valley of dealing with this disease, and they're fine now. Sometimes it's it stays with them. You know what I mean? It stays with them. So you don't have to be a new survivor. You can still give us a call. Still give us a call, because people still go through things after dealing with cancer. There's still a lot that they suffer with. And so I want the viewers to know, if there are any survivors out there, it doesn't matter if you've been cured since 5 years ago, a year ago, or even 10 years ago. Please still reach out to us. We are here for you. Better Day Givens. We can still support you if you need it.
And that's a beautiful thing. That's a very beautiful thing, because even in your mind, any trauma that you go through in life can stay with you for a long period of time. So that's very, very necessary. So everybody listen up, no matter what state you are in, please, if you need Better Day Givens, beautiful Stacey. I mean, I can't meet somebody with a warmer personality. Just like her sister says, she'll, travel all over the world just to get to somebody so that she could help. And she's there for you. And it also helps her as well to be there for you, because I'm like that too. When I can help, it makes me feel better about my life and what I'm doing.
It's therapy.
So that, yes, it's definitely therapy, and we need therapy.
Yes,
I mean, we get ready to go through a recession, if we're not already in a recession right now in this country, where there's people who have lost their jobs, haven't gotten jobs yet, got mental issues, domestic violence, homelessness, depression. Like, there's so much going on in our environment right now, and we need people that will help us to cope with things, to cope, with what we're going through. Now, let me ask you a question, Stacey. Like, for women who are also going through hair loss, do you support those women as well? Like women who have alopecia, that women that need someone to talk to about their image and building their self-esteem with that illness as well?
They have to have cancer in order to go through Better Day Givens to get a custom made wig. But I do know I have a supporter who was one of our sponsors at one point. Her name is Dr. Gamble. She has a wig place here in Georgia, and she helps clients with alopecia, and she helps them with self-esteem and everything else. If you're losing your hair, having some sort of hair issues, we send them to Dr. Gamble. She's located in Marietta, Georgia.
Yes, that is wonderful. We'll put that information down under this video as well, just in case, because I know some people who have lupus, who have hormonal changes, and they've got low self-esteem, because they lost their hair, and they they need that support as well. But we want to thank you. If anybody that's watching right now know anybody that's as amazing as Stacey Nunez, that's out in the community doing great things, out of their own heart, please get in contact with us. We would love to interview them, bring them on the show, so that people can know what they are doing, and that we can promote and support that person to do whatever it is that they're doing, because we all need each other, because we are the community, and the community is connected through those efforts. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to Catch the Vibe. We run this show once a month after our main show, which is Community Vibes with Brown Eyes. This is our online show for people who are not in the state of New Jersey. So we do an online show, to show what other people are doing in other states. And we love to have your support. You can come on our website and find any information about any of these wonderful people. And for those who can sponsor, this is one great organization that I will tell you. Atlanta is a lot of great businesses down there. Sponsor Better Day Givens, because they need your help, and more people are going to be reaching out to them to get the support they need. So thank you, Stacey.
Thank you, Brown Eyes. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And everything for coming on the show. So I want to thank everybody else, and we will see you next time on Catch the Vibe with Brown Eyes, and we're out.
Catch the vibe, let's get it, Joe. Catch the vibe, let's go. Catch the vibe, catch the vibe. Let's get it, yo. Catch the vibe, let's go. Catch the vibe, let's get it, yo. Catch the vibe, let's go.